connected. So, so I'm glad that we are meeting today, Sam. And what I usually do in these quick breakthrough sessions is we've already met before, so I wouldn't have to introduce myself. Is to find out if this was a life-changing session for you. What would need to happen here?
Well, what would need to happen is for you to get to know the dark side, as I call it, the past. Why do I not feel self-worthy about myself?
I hear you. So lack of self-worth, that's the issue that you seem to be struggling with?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just to start with, I have a few rules here. If you get carried away, if you give me too much information, then sometimes just put my hand up and stop you, if you allow me to do that. But, well, I would probably rephrase this question. And why I'm saying that? Because I think I have been trying to find out why I felt unworthy for 20 years. And it didn't get me too far, to be honest. Remember, we are able to use the mind to empower us, right? And by having that question, remember, mind is a big database. It's got all these informations about the past. And when we send out a Google search, which is a question, what is the reason why I'm feeling lack of self-worth? Probably is to do with the past. Of course, that's the database. It's always past events information. Then remember, the Google search will bring you the reasons, probably 100 reasons, to tell you why you have lack of self-worth. And that's a problem. Because the more reasons you find, the more experiences you get connected to why you have lack of self-worth, the more you be stuck in it. Makes sense?
Yeah, that's totally makes sense, and that's part of another problem of mine. Is sometimes the past gets to me still. I mean, I still have days where I hear people calling me idiots. Example, dumb, rude, blandly disrespectful. I'm not, but they're just calling me nasty names,
Got it, got
and
it,
it's hard to let go.
got it, got it. So it seems like these experiences haunt you. Uh, let's look into that one and let's see some transformations around this, because see, you already know sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes people are actually judgmental. And when you're right, when you heal that part of you that reacts when there were issues from the past that has obviously usually negative emotions attached to it, then we react and we are not anymore in the present. And obviously then comes triggers, and that tends to haunt you, and that keep people in these recurring events that keeps going on and on and on, and probably it affects how you feel about yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
So would you say, because I love to always look at the biggest possible, let's say, limitation or trigger to shift something, that is this a big one for you?
And I would say so. And part of it too is I would never blame autism. I've used autism as an excuse twice, and let's just say I ripped a new one. But part of the kicker is when you have autism, and this is for everybody on the spectrum, I'm talking about no matter what your level is on the autism, they struggle socially. Like I'm an award-winning podcaster, yet when you put me in front of a conversation with people kind of like this, I'm a little bit shaky.
I hear you. Got it. So let's work this out. See, if we are able to, let's say, tidy up the shelves in your mind, think about it like this: sort of frustration around, well, I'm not seen as I am, I'm not appreciating me. The mind puts them on a shelf, one after the other. Some people have hundreds of these events stored in their minds, right? And at times it's connected to anger, frustration, sadness, or even shame. And what I usually do is, could you imagine on these shelves, the negative emotion is almost like the glue, how these events are stuck on the shelf. And that shelf tends to run our lives when there is certain triggers around us. So what would you say, what is the major emotion around this idiot, rude, blunt, when they sort of almost, label you? What's the first thing that comes up emotionally?
It's going to be a strong word, but vengeance. Because the fact that I am labeled, the fact that
Yeah,
I try so hard, but when I come empty short, I'm mad. Like, I'm mad at those people who pretty much called me dumb, who were rude to me, who were
got,
disrespectful to me.
got it.
Because we know this clearly. You can't go around punching people in the face.
I hear you, absolutely. So to shift this for you, Sam, imagine me with a magic wand. If I'm able to locate in your mind, and remember, it's a database, I'm able to walk into the library of your mind and be able to locate this series of events going back towards the past. And we can shift the very first one. Usually the shelf crushes and drops, and people usually able to let go of this you felt mad vengeance. It's a strong, intense anger. That's what it is, I find. Yeah.
Right. But the good news is, Andre, I'm proud of and I'm giving credit to myself. I don't mean to toot my horn too much, but I don't use like these strong coping mechanisms that a lot of people use
Yeah.
that are, I would say, negative. I probably don't have the healthiest habits. One thing I do is I listen to sometimes very depressing rock and roll music
Got it.
to not say resolve the anger, but simmer the anger.
Hmm. But you're aware of that, yeah? So obviously, just two things I want to throw out into the air here. One, are you ready to release this anger, whatever it is, madness, or this reaction today? Are you committed to it?
I would say I'm committed, but sometimes I wonder, is time the true healer for this case?
Mm,
Because for my years, it was 15 years of exclusion, bullying, and you'll have to do the math. Forgive me, 2024 to 2018 isn't much years. I'm just wondering if I'll heal when as years come. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some stuff I can do in the meantime. And if that's the case, I don't know what I can do.
mm. See,
Because I've done everything in my power to lock that anger out of me.
see, here's the problem usually. You're using the same mind that is stuck in the pattern to try and find a way out. And that's almost like, it's almost like, here's an example. God, maybe a good example is, I've got a map of New York, but I want to get to Pennsylvania. I believe it's another state somewhere out there. And I'm beating up my map, my navigation. Why? It's not taking me to Pennsylvania. Whereas it has a limitation. The program does not have. It doesn't have the data. It doesn't have the knowledge. It doesn't have the route worked out. And it can't help me at that point. And that's where usually people find themselves in catch-22. So the way to shift this is one, is to find the root. You've done gardening before? Any type of gardening where you have to remove weeds?
I haven't done any gardening recently, but my parents have. I've
Yeah,
started new recently for the summer. They're growing some tomatoes and crops.
yeah. But imagine now, like trimming those the weeds is just not going to work. They keep growing back, right? If they have their roots, that means, and I had this experience, I was gardening too, because I had to with my parents. The put an end is take them by the root, right? Every part of the root, really tidy it up. And that's what I do. That's what I do with the mind, because imagine if you were probably one was a time earlier, and this is usually the case for everyone, when you didn't have this anger, you didn't have this reaction. Is it a fair assumption?
It could be, but the problem is with that too, because of what people did to me, there are points in my life where I felt when I came out of the womb, I
I
was
hear.
born with anger.
Absolutely, I hear. Well, we probably need to invite your imagination into this, because, see, if you've been carrying this for a long time, imagine a heavy baggage that you're pulling behind you, you're carrying behind you, then obviously this is how you know yourself. And you actually use the language, well, I've had this for my whole life. I think something like that you said. Normally, that's not the case. Not that it would stop me, because soon I will have some really strange questions. I need to find you outside of this anger, outside of this mad behavior, when you actually have to react, and the way they treated you. I get it. There's a story. But when I find you and you find yourself, probably this reaction will drop away, and you'll be able to use emotional freedom. Because remember, if someone comes to my face right now and they tell me I'm an idiot, I'm down, but, well, Buddha said, well, what if it's a gift? But remember, I might have my hands open to receive the gift. I don't have to take the gift. Then they need to take it with themselves. So if I don't take it on board, then remember, it could remain someone else's opinion. Interesting, huh?
Mhm.
And someone else's opinion is nothing but someone else's opinion. I admit I had been labeling people. Sometimes I was judgmental. And sometimes I didn't know if this person had a bad day. They had a whole lot of stuff going on in their lives. They were in the middle of a divorce, and I've been yelled at several times. But I do have freedom to choose to accept it or ignore it. Rejecting, well, obviously we don't want to go too confrontational. That doesn't really help usually. But I have a wide variety of choice, what I'm going to do with whatever is happening outside, right? Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Because let's bring it back to you. And we'll help you to release this in a moment. I just really want to reconnect you to your resources, to your power. Because I believe there are really only three things we can control in life. Pretty much everything else is outside. What would you guess what these are that you have full control of, or you could have?
Well, yourself for one thing. You're like yourself, like not like but like your actions, your body, your emotions.
Very close. The way I look at this is what I think. As a result, usually how I feel. And the third one, which is again almost like a result of how I think and how I feel, is the action I take, right? Or not take, whatever I do, behavior. Pretty much these are the three things. Everything else, people calling us nuts, people outside of us, events, information, everything is outside of us. So if we are not able to have these three under control, then we are really exposed, right? So that's why I help people to master these three. But with these three, they're able to get what they want in life, whether it's, more appreciation, more love, more understanding, more connection, and at times just feeling, you're not going to like this word. The word comes to me is invincible, unfuckable. That's the word. Sorry for the word, but like when you stand in your power, and really doesn't matter what they are trying to do, whether they're trying to manipulate, it bounces off. There's power in it, right?
Maybe like you said, maybe the problem isn't within them. Maybe it is within me. I've always thought it was possibly within them. Maybe I've been thinking, oh, you need to apologize to me. You're the one who's been doing it, but maybe I need to let it go a little bit and not hold the grudge.
It's like, remember the example that I said? I remember this story, and I haven't gone into full length, but Buddha had that experience. He had these teachings, usually, in front of his disciples. And one day, this man came from faraway countries. And then he started to really just abuse him in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. And all he did, he was just smiling and still being kind. And the disciples couldn't understand that what is going on here. He's being called every name. And after the day, they retired. One of the disciples asked him, how could you do this? This is all happening in front of us. This person comes from nowhere. We don't even know him. He's abusing you for us. And that's when he said, well, it's not about me. I don't need to take this on board. I can still send love, appreciation, and if I don't take it as a gift more than just an opinion, labeling by someone, then it won't affect me. So he chose to be staying in his power and not buy into, watch this, not buy into someone else's labels on opinions. But I really want to help you here to shift the emotion, because that's the key. If you don't have that program running, that, remember the reaction? They push, if you could feel like they push a button and then you have a certain reaction, right? That's how it was working, yeah? Or push a few buttons. Well, what we'll do
Sorry
today.
to interrupt you, but they did push a few buttons because this is what it's led me with. After they pushed the button, there was some, I don't want to say permanent damage, but some fears.
Got it.
The fear of socializing. I'm scared of chatting with people, like one-on-ones. Yes, that includes this. I'm not going to lie to you.
Got it.
Despite the fact that I met you once. I'm not saying it's nothing against you. Just in general, I'm not saying I hate people. It's just that I'm scared of people. That's the nicest way to put it.
Yeah.
Two, I would say it's led me to sometimes be very defensive
Yeah.
towards people. And then I would also say, I don't want to say it's maybe the meanest person in the room, but at points when I think they're out to get me, I bite someone's head off for no apparent reason.
Yeah, which is a defense mechanism in place. Why? Because what I hear behind your words, you cannot or do not trust.
No, I will admit that you're right. I have severe trust issues.
That's the key. That's the key. I don't know what this person could do in the next moment. I don't know if I can trust him or her. And who knows what I have to do again to defend myself. And I understand that it comes from previous experiences, especially the ones that have been the most painful. I absolutely hear you. But my job here today, Sam, is may usually take a few sessions, but I'll do my best to shift the past for you so it will have a different meaning in your mind. And what could happen, which I see often, is you became less reactive. You see, if the trigger, let's say, was, 8, 9, 10 out of 10, really intense, and you had to react, you felt, I can't hold this in anymore, then I help people to take it down to maybe 1 or 2, or sometimes not even feeling it. It's just like, oh, this is the feedback from my clients. Oh, before I felt really triggered. I felt these emotions not in my stomach, all of these things. But now, well, I'm just staying present, doing what I'm meant to do. I don't even take it on board. That's usually the end of my session. So here's what we're going to do. And we might need to invite here maybe your imagination as well. You may have heard that Einstein said this, that at times problems are problems in our mind or in our imagination. And the problem is that what we know, right? The biggest problem is the perimeter of knowledge, because we can always work with what we know. So at times I need to invite your imagination, which could give us more learnings, more new understandings about yourself, or about these things that happened in the past. Are you ready to use it?
Let's do it.
Perfect. It's a very, very simple exercise. You're going to love this. We're going to take a little bit of time travel together, and we look for what the hell was going on, or what was the root of this, and we'll do our best to shift it forever today. All right? To do this, Sam, what I need you to do is get you out of your head. It's not difficult, but we'll probably look for the emotion in your body, because that's the code that takes us through to the right shelf in the mind. Make sense? Because I need to find the shelf first. When we got the shelf, I need to find the first event, the root of it on the shelf. It's a bit of a nice little detective work, Sherlock Holmes. But when we find it, we can shift it. And when we can shift it, there is an instant shift in your identity. Definitely the level that you can be triggered or not, because you will have again a lot more freedom to show up in any situation with anyone, pretty much anywhere, because we are reconnecting to you, to the, let's say, true version of you, powerful version of you. Are you ready for this? Amazing. So here's what we're going to do. Remember, I need to get you out of your head. So take a deep breath in and slowly out. One more time. Take a deep breath in and slowly out. And I want you to think of this recent, or not recent, last event that was quite intensive, where you felt you've been bullied, you've been labeled, there was this madness and anger. Do you have one example when you felt that emotion?
When I got stabbed in the back with pencils.
Got it. So I want you to imagine yourself going back there for a second, and I want you to feel that emotion. You're doing so well. You can shut your eyes. That's the best. So do you feel that anger now? Do you feel this? What else was it? Is he feeling hurt? What did you feel then?
Hurt, worthless,
Okay.
and just humiliated.
Got it. So just
And I
stay
don't know
there.
how you would label this one, but why me and not person B?
I got that. I got that. Just stay with this. Sam, I really need you to stay with the emotion now. Shut your eyes and tell me, where do you feel this in your body? Get out of your head. Where is this emotion in your body? Notice this anger. How could you do this to me? Feeling worthless. Why are you not doing this to someone else? Where is this anger? Where is this hurt, Sam? Can you feel it?
I can feel a little bit.
Where is it? Give me the location.
The brain.
The brain. Okay. Now I want you to intensify this even more, right? Really allow this anger to really come to the surface. I can work with it. If you allow it to just allow it to be more intense, we can really work with that and do away with it today. Where was it showing up? Where is it showing up when these things happen on the outside? Abusive
Okay, well, it's went from my brain and my now it's in my this is gonna sound really awful, but it's in my fist because I'm currently clenching it.
Got it, got it. How intense is it now? 0 to 10?
10.
10?
10, 8. I would say 8 to 10.
Got it, got it. So it's really intense. I want you to feel this even more now. And notice, is it changing location? Is it moving more so towards the solar plexus or your stomach? Is there anything there?
No, it's in my brain and currently still on the fist.
Fist. Perfect. I want you to stay right.
Like kind of like this, I don't that.
Got it. Stay with it.
Yeah.
Stay
Yes,
with it.
sir.
I really feel this now. Really feel this anger in your fist. And as you're feeling this, I want you to ask yourself, what is the first event? Just trust your intuition that when this showed up for you. And I told you I'll have really strange questions, but I still want to know the first answer that pops up. Was this event, was this before or after birth? Which one?
This was in 6th grade, so after birth, bub.
Got it. So perfect. So 6th grade, something has happened clearly. Now, I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to imagine yourself with me floating out of your body. We'll do a journey together in time. And as you're floating back through the ages and the years, well, you said sixth grade, so probably there was this other boy, right, who has hurt you, yes?
Three.
Three? What is it? What is three? Third grade?
No, three people did it.
Oh, three people. All right. That's good. Just shut your eyes and let me take you back there for one moment. Can you see this event in your mind's eye?
Mm-hmm. I remember it vividly, very well, actually. There's one of my
Can,
sixth grade teachers is kind of like on my side eye corner,
got it,
and
got it.
there's the three
Can,
boys right there, right behind me.
got it, got it. Can you help me to, what are the emotions present? Can you notice?
The emotions right now is that vengeance from earlier,
Yeah,
and I would say fear. Like, get me
fear.
out of here. This is hurting.
Got it, got it. And let me ask you this, Sam. This is really important. And you can play, it's almost like a movie now. You can play it back or forward, but I want to ask you this. Have you made any decision? How did you evaluate this event? Did you make any decisions about your life? Did you make any decisions about these kids? What have you decided then and there?
I was going to that I at that point probably was antisocial because of that fear of people because this is what they can do. Pick on someone so innocent.
Got it, got it. Just stay with it with a few more minutes. And this is when you decided I can't trust. Cannot
That
trust.
you know what? That might be Andre because
Doing so well. Mm, you're doing so well. So this has happened. I get the story. Obviously, there you mentioned plenty of fear, feeling hurt, and probably physically too. Probably you've been really angry and frustrated, and you decided, I cannot trust. I don't know what could happen to me at any moment. Now, let me help you out of this. I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to imagine yourself floating out of this event really, really high. It's almost like jumping on an airplane and you're floating back towards the past this time. Imagine yourself floating out. This event is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, like little tiny dot. You can't even see it anymore. And you start floating back towards the past, Sam. Yeah? Float back.
well, how do I say it? I'm trying, but the ball isn't. No, that's not right. I'm trying, but the light isn't turning off. But I'm
Hmm,
definitely trying.
absolutely. So, well, I think Yoda said in Star Wars, there's no trying, only doing. So imagine yourself. Remember, we bring in imagination. If it's a bit more harder, then take your imagination and imagine yourself because you've been doing so well. All we do now, we zoom out of this event. We can hardly see it. It's becoming a tiny dot, right? And as you're floating out higher and higher towards the sky, right? Imagine yourself floating out and go back towards the past. Imagine yourself floating back towards the past well before this event, really well before, like probably when you were much smaller. Have you got it?
So I'm just trying to understand the instructions here. So I'm trying to float back to another time in my past before the stabbing.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Is it
Okay.
working?
Got it.
You got it back? Well done, Sam. You're doing so well. So I
I'm
want
just
you,
trying to think of one still.
yeah,
Okay, I got something. I
you
remember I was wrestling with a little dog called Little Bill.
got it. So just stop there. How old were you then? How far did we go back?
I was, if I remember correctly, two or three.
Got it, got it. Now I want you to stop right there. And now, Sam, Here's what we want to find out. I want you to check in. There's the 2-3-year-old version of you, right? Well, was there any of this I can't trust and fear or hurt? Or it's not there anymore in the 2 or 3-year-old version of you. It just doesn't exist. Check in. Tell me what's going on.
I feel more relaxed.
Absolutely. Sam, this is the true version of you. That's why we came back to this point. Relaxed. This is what you said. Relax. Now, I want to find out everything about this 2 or 3-year-old version of you. You said relaxed. Was it safe? You feel okay about all the things that was happening around you? Help me, help me.
I would say I felt safe. I would say I smiled a little bit,
Yeah,
which I barely smile, but kind of smiling about it right now. And let's see, I would say that I would say I feel comfortable.
that's it. Yeah. And was it peaceful? You said relaxed, safe, smiling. You might even feel energy shifting in your body right now. Because what happened, Sam, this is the authentic version of you. This is who you are, Sam. That's why you met me. Because you have chosen me to reintroduce you, to reconnect you to this young version of you who had peace. It was so easy. It was safe to express himself, right? Smiling. You said comfortable, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I didn't know if I could express myself because I was 2 or 3, but I could smile at least.
Well, let me help you.
But
2 or 3-year-olds express themselves. They just do whatever they want. And
yeah, fair
sometimes
enough.
they fill up the nappy, right? And that was welcome. Like, yeah, anything, burps, however you showed up was okay. And you know what? It's time. It's time to own the true version of you. Because this is who you are. Strong. Authentic. Like there's no loops in your mind at that point. It's only safe, peaceful, having fun, and showing up in the world, right?
Can I put
Tell
my
me,
eyes back up, by the way?
was that?
Or can I open my eyes back? Can I open my eyes, or do they need to stay closed?
Well, as you want. I would prefer them closed. You can open them. I would keep you there. But tell me more. Teach me about this true version of you. Is there anything else that you can learn about yourself now that is
Well, I
positive,
mean,
is
I can
empowering?
I can try to think of more memories that might help you. I'm definitely would say professional wrestling is a paradise of mine. I would say the warm heat is a paradise. I don't know if that will give you a direction or not, but
Well, what we're looking for really is you, the authentic, the true version of you, who is more powerful, more probably this was more playful, like playful, right? You could just do you and don't worry about anything else, right? That was you. And you know what? Sam, you've lost yourself. Along those years, you may have lost yourself. So the reason why we came back here is to own true Sam again. Is there anything else that you learn now? New perspective.
maybe I think part of the problem was the battle was within me. I was my own worst enemy, and maybe in reality, it didn't have to be that way.
You really got it. You really got it. And you know, when things start to happen in life, and this is not easy when we are children, you know, life knocks you around and people get to lose themselves. It's okay. But I'm here to tell you, you've got you back. And you may not now feel anymore. You want to check in your body right now. Do you feel those old feelings of, well, fear back there? The 2-3-year-old didn't have any fear. He didn't have any, you know, vengeance. There was no reason to, right?
No,
Peace.
I feel that I just feel less stressful and more awakened.
Yeah. I want you to put yourself back again, a 2-3-year-old, relaxed, safe. I want you to feel that safety now, relaxed and comfortable, peaceful, you said. Or it was, I think you said, smiling, warm and fuzzy feeling. Easy, right? That's who you are, my friend. And you could leave. You could leave from that place. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to feel this even more now. Like, feel that safety, the comfort. How intense is it now? I really want you to feel that playfulness that you had then. Peaceful, comfortable. How intense is it? 0 to 10. Can you feel it in your body?
8, 8 is as far as like soothing and the
Got it. I want you to double the intensity now. I really feel so safe, so relaxed, and you could just be you. I want you to double this intensity right now. Take it to a level 9 and 10. I want you to double it and then snap your finger to really feel into this version of you. Sam, snap your fingers. Sam, the true version of you, because I want you to be able to come back here when you need to. Because we have been able to digging out Sam to the true version of Sam, right? This is who you are. And you know what? Let me help you. That was a lot of freedom. There was a lot of freedom.
I gotta tell you, freedom is my favorite word in the dictionary.
See, freedom was you. Freedom was like something happens and I'm free to experience it my way. That is powerful, isn't it? Freedom to choose how I experience this. There's no buttons there. Nah. No. Things happen and I will experience it my way. Now, here's what we're going to do. If you can shut your eyes for one more second, a couple of more. If you take another deep breath in, I want you to come back slowly. Imagine yourself starting to float back. And we have one stopover on the way back, which was, I think it was 6th grade. The 3 boys or girls, whatever was happening there. But now you know who you are. And as you look at that event again, Sam, I want you to tell me, has it shifted? Has it changed? Maybe the emotion disappeared too.
Not smaller.
Absolutely. And you might find that the emotions has gone. It disappeared. What do you find there now in that event? Now you know who
Honestly,
you are.
I don't, all I see in that event is a little white dot, but I can stop on it.
Absolutely. You've done so well. Now, I want you to take another deep breath in, shut your eyes for one more second, and start coming back slowly towards now on this imaginary timeline. And I want you to imagine, Sam, how all of these events, whatever happened before, whether it was, you know, anger or a bit of frustration or feeling hurt, I want you to see them all fall away and release like balloons. They fly away from your past, from every event, whenever it happened. Remember, we are cleaning up the shelf now. And your mind can access all of these events in no time. And You're able to integrate this conscious and unconscious level. And these learnings will be available for you anytime in the future. And of course, you would know who you really are because your power is stored at this point. You might even feel energy shifting in your body because the true identity is taking over. And as you keep coming,
I just need to remember to really, when I get in that feeling, why go there? Just feel like you're 2 or 3 again. Now, clearly don't act like one, but have that same feeling you did have.
you will, yeah. When you're ready, come back to now. How are you?
I hope that's an answer for you.
Can you move around a bit? You can even
Sure.
stand if you want. I want you to shake yourself out, move your body a bit, because we want to have you really back here in the now. Because the healing has been done. Most of it has been done. If you find yourself, and remember, try now. Is it coming back? The true version of you?
Yeah.
Just notice inside. What's going on? Psychology, how you feel, how centered you are. Your fingers will be always with you, right? You always take them with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually we take our hands with us.
Yeah.
So you need to use it. Because this is your button. The button is same hand, same fingers, same movement will transform you, take you back. This is the button for the authentic version of you.
It's insane. It is. I feel more authentic and more real and less, not vengeful, but less just
Peace.
feel like a weight's been lifted off.
Yeah. That's the experience that I tend to hear from my clients. To be more, I would call maybe more present, more lighter. You know, from this comes more being present. The triggers won't work that much. They can't get you anymore. Because it's not about you. It's about people who are judgmental sometimes. And there are plenty of them out there, right?
Oh, believe me, I experienced plenty of people who are judgmental. I'm the first one to notice it.
Well, the big learning is this. If you are judgmental, remember that what you attract, Sam, is a vibrational match. If you are judging, you will be judged. I think Jesus said this beautifully. You really need to be able to see everyone like the 2-year-old, right? Do you remember the 2-year-old? Like, probably you didn't have ideas about, oh, this must be against me. Oh, they're probably trying to do anything, but you didn't have any of that.
Right.
Like the real experience in the present, Sam. That's what I'm offering to you on a silver plate. It's to
Hey,
almost.
here's my hands. Hold that plate out again. Hold that plate out. Here you go. If I can, yep, here's the hands. There you go.
So it's almost like be that young version of you without any preconceptions, without any prejudice, without anything but having the genuine experience with anyone, anytime. There's power in it, right? Imagine
Yes, sir.
if you're not controlled by the past, you could look at each, and maybe they resemble, or maybe they are even the same people that you met before. But this time, you can see them in a new light. And that's what normally happens. Imagine, see these glasses I'm putting on? Sometimes I'm telling people we replace the lenses in front of your eyes. You may have now different experiences in the same environment. Because now you're looking at the world, looking at people in a new way, when they are not what we thought they were before. The thinking, remember, was usually the cause of the problems that we carried. Our own, sometimes our own judgment or fear. Remember, this is a big one. I would love you to take today this one. If I have this fear of people or can't trust people, right? That's what I'm attracting. I know it's unconscious. I know you didn't do this on purpose. But consciousness, who you are, I believe, works on one principle. And watch this. That one principle is what you focus on, what you give energy to, is what you attract and create in your life. And if I'm focusing on, oh, I don't want to have more abusive people, I don't want to have more judgmental people around me, I don't want to have issues with triggers, you get more. Because the idea is you need to focus on what you want. So tell me,
Yeah, I need to put that incident on the back burner.
So what are the 5 things? Tell me 5 things to really shift your focus from now. What do you want to experience? And maybe just stay around people and relationships. Give me 5 things that you want to experience, and they are really things that you want.
Well, I mean, a relationship would be one, like dating. I feel like now you do that a little more, actually.
Got it?
I would say maybe, I don't want to say social events because I've been to parties before, but I want to be more comfortable at a social gathering.
Okay, comfort.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. What else? Trust?
I want to trust them as well. I'll count that one, sure. And I want to feel as if I can be more fun, I guess is the way to put it. Maybe more relaxed and not feel that I'm going to be judged by
No.
the person to my left or right.
That's not what you want. Let me take you back.
Okay.
Remember, focus needs to be really tidy. Let me take you back. So relationships, or a relationship, comfort, trust, appreciate, fun. Tell me something else that you want. Joy, is it?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of. Appreciation, maybe.
Yeah, these are all the things that you want, and by the way, you deserve. But remember that. That's what you want to keep in your mind. If you start thinking back to the problems, you will get your teaching, the lessons from life. You get more of the problems. So remember this. I don't know where you need to put this, on a fridge, at your desk, on the computer, but remember, what you focus on is what you get more of. So make
Hold on a
sure.
sec. Say that one more time.
What you
Post that, right?
Absolutely. So what you focus on.
Okay, hold on a second here. What you focus on
is what you attract and create in your life. This is life change.
You say attract and create in your life?
Yes, absolutely. You get more of that. And that's why I stopped you. Because you started to go back to telling me about the problems that you had before. You don't want to recreate the past, right?
No, sir. Wrote it right here too.
So we want to have, you might need to remind yourself, Sam, to tidy up your head, maybe regularly. Remember, if you go out with in your mind, I don't want to get triggered today, I don't want to have abusive people. Now, what are you doing? You're focusing on what you don't want. And that's what you get more of. So very careful. You said, take it back to you, relationship, comfortable around people, trust, appreciation, fun, and joy. How does that resonate?
Resonates well. I am gonna hang this on the refrigerator, I think, because this could be a good reminder when I get up.
Put it everywhere, because this is what runs your life, Sam, and your results. Obviously, we haven't planned any more sessions, but you really need to understand this, that I can pretty much pick every one of the triggers around you and neutralize it like this one. So
Well, you just neutralized one.
yeah. So all is left, Sam, is you in your power, in your true self, pretty much at the level of invincible, I can handle anything. That is, I believe, true self-worth, true self-confidence, and really stepping into any situations to just have fun and what you deserve. I mean, even if you don't know what's coming, right? That's what I realized. When somebody helped me to do the same transformation, I realized, well, I haven't got any more fears. I don't worry about a new stage. I don't worry about presenting. I don't even care about being perfect anymore. I will do my best, and all, like, for example, my formula for success, I really simplified it since then. I said to myself, well, I will feel successful if I show up every opportunity. I do the uncomfortable at times that I have never done before. And I don't care whether it's turned out good or bad or what's the result. My success formula is about participating in life. How easy? It's easy for me to be successful, right? Playful. I'm not attaching it to a dollar figure. I'm not attaching it to anything. I made it easy. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, we can and you can set your life up. Remember, humans are meaning-making machines. The mind is literally putting labels and meanings to everything in your life. What if you could change the meanings? You could have so much freedom to redefine everything. You could redefine a person who is not friendly. You could tell yourself, well, maybe he hasn't got a good day. Maybe he has issues with her or his child. Maybe it's not even about me. Because life will test you, I can tell you. There will be tests, whether you can be your best friend, whether you can empower yourself in certain situations, or whether you could go back to the old victim self and feeling, attacked and threatened and unsafe. Remember, it's your choice. Remember, you define the event. Ask anything. If you got any questions.
No, but I feel more alive than ever. And I think for the longest time, I realized I made the wrong choice. Now it's just in time to pick a new journey on starting the right one.
Yeah. Well, you can choose pretty much any experience that you have in front of you, and you can choose how you experience and what things mean to you. That's right. The word is mean. You have two meanings as far as I understand. In mean, people would have maybe a different meaning from this day, because maybe it's about them. And you know what? With this, it creates a force field around you. They will bounce off. They won't really touch you in a way they ever did before. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate your time as well.
Absolutely, Sam. What I might do is I ask you, because you already gave it to me, but what was the best thing through these processes today? What is your real, hopefully I delivered a life-changing transformation here.
I don't know if it was life changing, but you transformed me. You transformed this. You got to the root of the problem.
Mm.
Let's put it that way.
And,
You probably did get to the root of the problem. You
and we
figured
should,
out why did I have these trust issues? What was the reason? Because I always tell my parents, I don't trust people. Well, why do I not trust people? I've always wondered that.
absolutely.
And
Look,
it was that incident right there.
well done. We found exactly when you decided. And, by finding the true version of you, you've been able to shift this. Well done. My question usually is this, Sam. What could you do now with this transformation, this new awareness differently? What are the two things you could do in the next 48 to 72 hours to translate this into your life?
Well, I don't know if I will be in the first 40 or 72 hours, but what I think I can do is use the information you gave me and remember that this was the incident. I think that's one thing we can do. But what we also can do is when I'm feeling this vengeance and this hatred for those people, get out of that mindset and go back to the 2 or 3 year old mindset and snap as well.
Mm. Don't take it personally. That's the trick. But you've already shifted some of that old mindset, I can tell you. But I won't let you go with this. I'm looking for, what could you do, Sam, that you haven't done before because you were maybe afraid or insecure, that you can do now with this new version of you, or the old authentic version of you? What could you tackle? What could you take action on that maybe you've been postponing and avoiding? It really
I
takes
would
you
say the
closer to.
socializing fear, the fear of the socializing, this hatred of people I have.
That's the old story. I'm swiping
Right.
that. But
I mean, like put that in the garbage bin.
yeah, so let's get really specific. What will you do? Will you book a certain event? Will you show up at a social gathering? Let's get specific. I really want to help you
Sure,
here.
we can do that. Yeah, I would say book an event or maybe how about would socialize more at the event? Like maybe put myself out there compared to what I did back then.
Got it? How many times a week? Is it live? Is it online? Help me.
Maybe online, maybe as much as I can. It just depends on the work schedule I have.
Got it, got it. Let's get specific. Remember, I'm here to make a difference, not just in your mind, but in your life. Would you be able to have one event each week, either online or offline, to show up among people and really own your true self, to test this?
I mean, it wouldn't be an event, but it would be a social gathering, sure.
Yeah, look, this, Sam, I want you to understand this. And to this point, the relevancy for me of my work is you experiencing in true life situations the new version of you. That's my evidence. That's my proof. I need to know how you are showing up, how you feel about yourself, how more so, let's say, confident you are carrying yourself into these situations. Make
All
sense?
right, you want proof? Yeah, let's give you some proof. We can give you some proof. So I'll be honest. So we do have an event coming up in the summer with the poker run. Once that event is, you can do this. When that event is going, give me a call or text me and ask me how am I feeling.
Okay, but you can obviously send me a message. I would love to know what's going on, because that's why I do this type of mindset work. That's why I reconnect people to who they really are, because then it translates, if they show up, it translates into their results in life that usually new behavior brings. Fairly simple. Thanks very much. I'll turn off this recording